Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Tipton out of Colorado's 3rd Congressional District. The House will take important action this week to undo some of the most harmful attacks the previous administration perpetrated on hardworking Americans across the country during its final months. I'm a firm believer that when done right, regulations play an important role in keeping our communities safe and secure. But what we saw out of the Obama administration during its final months went far beyond safety and security. Our concerns about the stream buffer rule, venting and flaring rules, and the BLM's 2.0 rules, and many others fell on deaf ears during the Obama administration's final days. What we saw was an outgoing administration more concerned about approval ratings than about the livelihoods of American families. We lost 68,000 coal mining jobs during the Obama administration. Standing here in Washington, it may be hard to imagine the impact of losing those jobs. But for families that I visit with every time that I'm home, it means falling behind on your mortgage, struggling to be able to put food on the table for your children, and picking which bills will have to go unpaid this month. In the twilight hours of the Obama administration, the Department of Interior finalized a rule that applied to every coal mine in every state in the country, when it was originally only supposed to apply to the surface mines in 6 Appalachian states. The rule amends over 400 existing regulations, including some that are normally in the jurisdiction of other agencies. The complex and duplicative requirements in the rule could lead to a 60% reduction in coal production in a state like Colorado. There is no clearer example of a federal agency implementing a redundant one-size-fits-all mandate than this last-ditch effort to regulate the coal industry out of business. Another great example of duplicative regulation issued by the Obama administration is the BLM venting and flaring rule. The authority to regulate air quality in the Clean Air Act resides solely with the Environmental Protection Agency and cooperating state agencies, which is why in May of this last year, the EPA finalized its own rule on methane emissions. In point of fact, the BLM venting and flaring rule was largely based on a law passed by the state of Colorado to limit methane emissions. The EPA's own data shows that from 1990 to 2014, methane emissions fell by over 5.5%. So not only did the BLM overstep its jurisdictional authority, it did so when states and private industry have already taken successful steps to improve efficiency in the energy sector. While the stream buffer rule and the methane venting and flaring rules are two that are harmful examples in many districts like my own, all of the Congressional Review Act resolutions that we are considering this week will provide relief for Americans in diverse communities across the country. The House is responding to the signal that Americans sent on November 8th. We're saying no to overly burdensome one-size-fits-all federal regulations. There is a better way to regulate, and the House has already taken the first steps to help us get there. Earlier this month, we passed the Midnight Rules Relief Act and the RAINS Act, both of which set the stage for implementing the regulatory reform plan that is included in our Better Way agenda. Using the Congressional Review Act this week to roll back the Obama administration's last-minute regulatory overreach puts us on the path to advance the policies we need to create jobs, to keep people earning more of their hard-earned money in their own pockets, and to restore confidence in America that unfortunately has been missing in many of our communities these past 8 years.